volunteers are the heart of the credit union movement. Joseph Moore was a passionate and committed credit union volunteer. As a Pittsburgh firefighter, he was dedicated personally and professionally to helping people in need for more than 5 decades. Moore not only helped organize the Pittsburgh Firemen's Federal Credit Union, but he continued to serve that credit union for 36 years. In addition, he served as a longtime board member and president of the Pittsburgh chapter of credit unions, as well as Pittsburgh Central Federal Credit Union. Moore helped organize the Pennsylvania Credit Union League, which is now the association, and served as a director from 1936 until his death in 1972, serving as league chairman for 3 terms. In his honor, the Joseph A. Moore Lifetime Achievement Award for Outstanding Credit Union Volunteer is presented annually by the Pennsylvania Credit Union Association. This year, we honor Barbara Criswell as a recipient of that award. Let's hear from those who know her best, her colleagues from Service First.
What makes Barb a special person is what she brings to the table.
Her vast variety of expertise and knowledge.
How she helped people, was always willing to provide advice when needed and this type of thing.
Knowing the fact that she signed the original charter back in 1975 and still a board member in 2018 just makes her a special person.
The way Barbara first started the credit union is she had a desk at Geisinger, and she had 2 phones on the desk. One phone was dedicated to her work, the second phone was dedicated to the credit union, and that phone number still exists today as our main phone number. Barbara also would set up a card table in the cafeteria, had a little cash box, and that's how she would distribute money and take deposits in the beginning, and also cash checks.
One of the things that I think about Barbara when I think about funny stories is, well, there are several stories, and I'm sure she'd be very pleased that I'm not going to share most of those with anyone.
When you look at a favorite story about Barb, I can't really focus on one.
Barb and I are not only fellow board members, but we're friends outside of the credit union, and we like to support the local fire companies by visiting their raffles. Now, Barb always gets me my ticket, and it's a little embarrassing because I always end up winning and Barb does not. So in the last raffle just last month, I was not attending, but I did win, so I bought her tickets and hope that I can repay the favor.
We have this impeccably dressed woman who is very composed, very professional and all this, but when asked, would you have your name attached to our mascot at Service First? And she agrees to it, and we're talking about a 6-foot bright yellow duck with feathers and all. So that's one of the things that I have a fond memory of, and I always smile every time I think of her being a yellow duck.
Every time I think of Barb, I think of the conferences we've been to. Conferences are about learning, about educational experience, but we always had a good time. And Barb was always fun to be with, and I enjoy her company when she travels with us, so I look forward to that time.
My favorite story about Barbara, back in 1975, she realized that the employees of Geisinger should have a credit union. So she took the bull by the horns, got the charter signed. She was the first charter member and also our first president, board president, and took it from there, and very thankful that she had the tenacity to do that.
Barbara, a couple of things I would like to say to you individually. For all the dedication, for the years of service you've done to Service First or brought to Service First, and for the things you continue to do. For being willing to share all of your knowledge with us, provide guidance where we need to do with that, and always doing it with a smile, always willing to accept the next responsibility, the next challenge. So for all that, first I want to say thank you. Next, I just can't believe that anyone else deserves this award any more than you do. So congratulations.
Barb, I'd like to congratulate you on your award. Your hard work and dedication is appreciated by everyone. Congratulations.
Barb, I just want to take a minute and thank you for all that you've done for the credit union, for the board members, for all the board members that have come through in your tenure on the board. You've been a wealth of knowledge. You've been a pleasure to be with. And I just congratulate you on all that you've done and on your achievement with the award.
Service First has helped thousands of people and enhanced our community for the better of the people who live and work there. So it's all up to you, Barbara, because you founded Service First, and you are well deserving of this award, and you earned it. So congratulations on being awarded the Joseph A. Moore Volunteer Life Achievement Award.
Well, I don't know as many people here as Cookie does, even though I've been around Service First probably longer than she has now, since they told my whole story here, so I really have nothing else to say. Now, a few things was, Bill told the story about where we started, and I've said this to a number of people a number of times, that if I'd have known where we were going to end up, I would never have the nerve to start this whole thing, because we're at $350 million and we're going to $4 million by the end of this year, and I'm sure of that. But it wasn't just me. It was the 9 other people that helped me with that charter, and PCUA helped me with the charter. And they're the ones that sat in the cafeteria and talked to people and convinced them it'd be a good idea to sign that card and give us some money. And it just kind of went from there. It didn't take much to get it going once it got started, because people knew it was a good thing. And the fact that we were helping them and they could count on us to help them, that made a big difference, because it was back in '75 when that was kind of shaky times around, because we didn't know how things were going to be in town, and we didn't have any idea Geisinger was going to grow into what it has grown either. But then we did have to change the name, because we figured they'd make us do it sooner or later anyway. So we did. And that was one of those interesting meetings where we were throwing out names and, oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? So we landed on Service First, and I think that's been a good decision all the way around. And the 9 people and the start of that, I wish they were here with me, I really do. But one of my best friends was the secretary, and the guy that sat behind me in the office was the treasurer. So I recruited as many people as I could, and I'm still recruiting today, and sometimes people don't want to see me coming. But I'm just really, I'm so honored to get this. I never would have expected it, and I don't expect it now. I'm still stunned that it's happening, and but it's the volunteers, and that's always been my point, that we're all volunteers. And there's been so many of them, and there are volunteers here, I'm sure. I know I'm one of them, and I'm proud to be one. I'm proud to be a member of Service First, and I'm really proud to have this award. And I think my family is going to get to see this sooner or later. So, and they live in Missouri, and I want to shout out to them. And I will be seeing them. I will be seeing them in a couple of days after I return from this. So, thank you all, and I am so pleased to have this award. It means a lot. Thank you.